Hello, everyone, and happy Saturday. I'm your digital host, Tatyana White, and welcome back to another episode of the 48 Recap, the one stop shop to catch up on some of the top news stories of the week, including 70 dogs that were seized from a North Huntsville home, leaving the animal shelter in a crisis, utility bill increases, President Donald Trump enacting global tariffs. Morgan County law enforcement officer claims he's facing charges over stealing honey buns from inmates, remembering the life of civil rights activist Reverend Jesse Jackson, shining light on one of Alabama A&M's best athletic programs in honor of Black History Month, weekend events, and much more. I hope you all are having a great weekend so far, and I hope you all enjoyed your Mardi Gras and Valentine's Day weekend last weekend and got to go out and enjoy some events and places in the Tennessee Valley. I went to Cajun Rogue for the first time in the Providence area for Mardi Gras, and the food was so delicious. I would definitely recommend. It was a good time. And just when the weather, like we thought it was warming up and it's time to kind of pull back out those coats again because we're having another 48 first alert weather day tomorrow and on Sunday due to that drop in temperature that's going to happen overnight. And that colder weather is coming back around. So tune in for our weather extra segments later this afternoon and then also tomorrow morning and also tomorrow afternoon and also our forecast that will be online and on TV to stay up to date on that change in temperature because it's going to be a bit drastic of us going from 70 degrees to back down to the 20s. So definitely be prepared for that. And so let's get right into this weekend's recap. One of our top news stories that came in this week is animals in need here in the Huntsville area. Huntsville Animal Shelter is in a crisis after more than 70 dogs were found in a North Huntsville home on Thursday. The animal shelter is stretched and it's strained because, that's a lot of animals that they have to take in one day. And so 48's investigative reporter Nick Ballinger, he went out to that home on Blue Spring Road in North Huntsville where those dogs were found, and he shares more on what he learned.
Huntsville Animal Services were a motel. There'd be a big neon sign outside that says no vacancy.
We don't have any more kennel space.
Now, just 24 hours ago, the Huntsville Animal Shelter had plenty of space, but after dozens of dogs were seized, it's now overflowing.
We had a large intake of animals from a single home here in Huntsville.
A passerby stated that there's 15 to 20 little small dogs running out in the roadway.
15 to 20 may have been an understatement. 77 dogs were found in one North Huntsville home on Blue Spring Road.
I don't know how you manage that many dogs over in one house. Like that.
Rayshawn Lynn has lived next to the home for 6 years and said he had no clue.
People around here got dogs. Like you can hear barking when one dog barks because all the dogs they bark. You wouldn't think it'd be 70 dogs.
I'm told some of the dogs lacked medical treatment and needed grooming. Police say they've completed an animal cruelty report and the investigation is still ongoing.
They were there. It wasn't a great situation. They're here with us now so that we can try to figure out what the best avenue is.
They may have new beds and bunkmates for now, but they're putting a major strain on Huntsville Animal Services. Leaders there say they're now at crisis level 4, meaning they have no more space at all.
Each of our staff, they still have the same amount of hours in their day, and now they have 5 times as many charges.
That means less one-on-one time, less time outside, and fewer resources to go around.
So it very quickly took us from a place of being quite comfortable to needing our community once again.
So if you're looking for a new furry friend, the shelter needs your help. Nick Ballinger, 48 on your side.
And if you want to adopt or foster one of the dogs or even just keep one for a few nights, there is a link on our story on our website at WAFF.com that you can go to, and it will direct you on ways that you can do that to help these dogs. And as those temperatures continue to drop, and they continued to drop earlier this month and in January, many of you saw a jump in your utility bill. And so this weekend, those temperatures are, like I mentioned earlier, are going to be dropping again. And so that heater is going to be working again. And so you may see another big increase in your power and utility bills. And it's something utility assistance programs saw a lot of this past month with all the different temperature changes and going from hot to cold. And so having to turn on your AC, turning on your heat. And so Project Share leader Jennifer Cartwright, who works for the Salvation Army, says the phone has been ringing off the hook all week long, and she's helped 100 different families with their utility bills since Monday, but that doesn't cover all the calls. Project Share is funded by customer contributions through Huntsville Utilities, and it helps low-income families, those with disabilities, or those who are over 62 years old. And so Cartwright says they receive up to 300 calls about utility bill assistance a week. And she says in January, most people's bills were up to $100 more expensive than they were last January. But they funded around $100,000 worth of utility bills in the first 3 months of last year. And she says they're prepared to do it again, offering up to $375 worth of assistance per family.
It's a really great program, and we're thankful for the partnership with Huntsville Utilities. If you know that you're going to struggle with your bill, go ahead and seek us out, because we do have contingencies for emergencies, and we don't want you to get disconnected if we can help you pay your bill.
Cartwright says their capabilities are somewhat limited, but she's the only one on staff at the Salvation Army who works with Project Share. So if you need utility assistance, other organizations like Community Action Partnership and Huntsville Assistance Program are also available. And the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that President Donald Trump's decision to enact sweeping tariffs on dozens of countries was illegal. In that ruling, the court determined President Trump violated federal law by enacting tariffs on nearly every country in the world without congressional approval. So he called the decision disappointing before vowing to hit countries with tariffs using a different method. He signed an order imposing a 10% global tariff. He says these tariffs will level the trade playing field across the globe, adding it's a matter of national security. Tariffs have hit local businesses here in Huntsville hard, and many of those businesses have raised prices on customers as a result. 48's Faith Delp talked to one local auto repair shop owner who is taking a wait-and-see approach to this tariff enactment.
I spoke to Richard Miller, the owner of Miller Repair Service right behind me, and he told me his customers' wallets have seen the impact of these tariffs.
Definitely has raised some eyebrows when I've given some estimates.
Miller says he bases his customers' prices on what he pays for materials from his suppliers. Despite today's ruling from the Supreme Court, he doesn't expect those supplier prices to come down. He told me nearly everything in his shop comes from out of the country and from larger dealerships or manufacturers. And he can tell now prices are more firm than ever.
I could negotiate prices down quite a bit more before all this tariff stuff than what I can now. Now the prices, they don't want to come down on them as easily as they did. Naturally, if we have a decrease in parts prices or material prices, we'll pass that right along.
Dr. Wayman Burke is a former political science teacher. He told me today there are ways President Trump could go around the Supreme Court and implement tariffs.
He could take this issue to Congress and get Congress to specifically say in legislation, a president can put punitive tariffs on foreign countries through executive orders. That would be the way to make this legal.
Hours after the Supreme Court's decision, President Trump announced a 10% global tariff through an executive order. Dr. Burke says he expected a retaliation like this from the president. Reporting in Huntsville, Faith Delp, 48 News, on your side.
President Donald Trump also announced today that he wanted to raise that global tariff from 10% to 15%. Now to a story you first heard on 48 News. A law enforcement officer with a long career is facing charges over allegedly stealing honey buns. 48's investigative reporter Nick Ballinger spoke to Jarvis Moore exclusively after he turned himself into the Morgan County Jail, and he says he believes that these charges are retaliation.
I just want the people to know that I didn't do this, and it is killing me to be plastered all over the world that I'm this and I'm that and I'm not that.
Every day for over 2 decades, Jarvis Moore walked into the Morgan County Jail and went to work.
I've done everything that there is to be done there. Something that I wanted to do ever since I was a child.
But on Friday, he walked through a different door, turning himself in on 7 counts of felony extortion. I've contacted Morgan County officials to get to the bottom of the charges, but due to courthouse renovations, the filings are delayed. Moore was told this stems from his firing in September.
And they told me that I was being terminated for taking honey bun and store items from inmates.
You heard that right, honey buns. Moore doesn't deny taking the honey buns, but he says he was simply following orders.
This idea's been going on for years and years.
He says when inmates started a fire in the jail, it was policy to take commissary from inmates who started the fire and give to others.
The honey buns were actually given to another inmate to clean up, or the items. There was nothing ever kept in possession. It was used as a tool to stop burning in the jail.
Moore and his attorney Scott Morrow believe this is much bigger than 7 felony counts for 7 honey buns.
It's retaliatory 100%. His problems began specifically when the John Scott incident occurred.
John Scott Jr. died in jail custody in April of last year. This video of Scott Jr. being dragged through the jail was leaked in May. Moore says he was asked multiple times if he was the one who leaked it. He believes it's the main reason he was passed up multiple times to become the first black lieutenant in Morgan County history.
That was one of the main goals that I wanted to do, and that would have been even stronger to help people.
Moore says he was placed on administrative leave each time a position came up.
One thing, he's African American and they don't want him to be a lieutenant. And then because he supported Anna Franklin in that video.
And if she's back in office again, I can assure the citizens of Morgan County you will see significant change.
Moore posted this video 5 weeks before he was charged.
They wanted to keep their thumb on Jarvis and keep him down, and they came up with this honey bun criminal charge.
A spokesperson from the sheriff's office told me this investigation into stolen honey buns started in August and was turned over to the DA in November before the video was posted.
I'm truly not guilty of extortion. The only thing I did wrong was protect the jail and try to secure the jail.
We want justice, and we want everybody treated the same. If you're going to arrest one person for this type of activity in the jail, arrest them all.
And we also spoke with Morgan County Sheriff Ron Puckett, who said this isn't about stealing honey buns. But Sheriff Puckett said due to this being an active case, he can't specifically name the property Moore stole, and he said property shouldn't be taken away from inmates by force. Sheriff Puckett also declined Moore's claims that these charges are due to retaliation. And Americans around the country are remembering the life of civil rights activist Reverend Jesse Jackson. He died on Tuesday at 84 years old. Jackson began his work while in college, later teaming up with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The duo traveled the country for marches like Selma and Montgomery, and even after Dr. King's assassination, Jackson continued the fight for equality, and many people are remembering his legacy and hoping to keep Jackson's dreams alive. His impact is felt right here in the Tennessee Valley as well. Bernard Simulton, the former president of the Alabama NAACP, spent time with Jackson, and he believes Jackson would want people to continue encouraging people to never give up.
There is hope. He wants people to keep hope alive. And again, for me, I'm a little older, but for our young folks, let's keep hope alive in their dream of becoming who and what they want to become.
Reverend Jesse Jackson is a major part of Black history, and his loved ones are planning to lay him to rest next week. And continuing with Black history, 48 sports director Carl Prather takes you into the water to celebrate one of Alabama A&M's best athletic programs, the Lady Sea Dogs.
Tradition, pride, champions. Alabama A&M Bulldog Athletics, rooted within North Alabama and the country for athletic excellence. One of those proud, tradition-laden programs competed in the water. Alabama A&M became the home of the Alabama A&M Sea Dogs and Lady Sea Dogs, a swimming program that began as an intramural sport, transitioned to the Lady Sea Dogs, and their first scholarship athlete, Sandra Lyles Jackson.
And again, it was an intramural sport. Doc turned it into a swim team under SIAC. So from them, the young men had said, hey, I adopted as a baby sister, and they were really nice to me. They were seniors, and from then they graduated, and then Doc decided to recruit an all-female team.
The program flourished, recruiting elite swimmers from across the country. The Lady Sea Dogs' popularity contagious across campus.
People recognizing, you know, you're on the swim team. You on the swim team. You know, we were like the unicorn, I guess you could say, black swimmers. Yeah. And that everybody on the team was good, you know, to the degree that we knew, looking at each other, that we were all really great swimmers, had been swimming competitively for years, like since childhood.
Looking from a team perspective, it became a sisterhood.
Yeah.
We had so much fun. From getting up early mornings, suffering together. We had to walk across that bridge from Terry Hall in the freezing cold in the morning. Together we made up songs, suffer together in the evening, going up. But we had fun from the morning until the late evening. In the dorm, out of the dorm, on road trip. It was a great sisterhood.
Absolutely.
With Doc as our father.
The catalyst for the start and sustained success of the Lady Sea Dogs, a man simply known as Doc. Mr. Freddie Wyckoff Jr. coached the Lady Sea Dogs to 6 Black National Swimming and Diving Championships between 1982 through 1987.
I just felt like from the beginning, Doc made it really comfortable for us. So I've always been a member of a swim team, so coming in and joining a new team was nothing new for me, but it was just fun. Just meeting new people, new swimmers, and like I said, just being an all-black female team at the time, and just being able to swim as in a D1 setting for us was very good, very exciting.
Throughout the victories and championships, mentorship and comfort for student athletes ultimately became the most important aspects of Wyckoff's leadership.
Doc was well respected, and so they knew we were in good hands. Yeah. We knew we were in good hands.
We were his daughters, so I miss Doc Wyckoff. I really missed him. So he was a phenomenal coach, a mentor and a friend.
Yes, that is just so amazing. And I love just like learning about all this rich history here, right here in the Tennessee Valley. And Freddie Wyckoff, he died in 2024, and his legacy, it continues to live on through the countless lives that he touched with these women, and then also all the other lives that he touched on the campus of Alabama A&M and beyond. And there are plenty more wonderful stories highlighting Black History Month in the Tennessee Valley area, so you can check them out on our website at WAFF.com. And coming up after the break, we'll take a look at a woman in Madison who is honoring her daughter's journey with congenital heart disease with her bakery. Stories coming up in our evening newscast, and we'll also check out some great events happening in the Huntsville and surrounding areas this weekend. Stay tuned. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 48 Recap. For our newest digital series, This Month Matters, Lucia Licendrali, who is the co-owner of Heart Baker Bakery in Madison, joined me to talk about Heart Health Month. Lucia's daughter, Hayamina, has congenital heart disease, also known as CHD. She has had 3 open heart surgeries in the span of her life, and she is only 7 years old. And she lives with only half a heart, but she is thriving. She loves to sing, dance, and run. And so Lucia, she uses Heart Baker Bakery as a way to share tasty treats with the community, but also to connect with people on the importance of heart health. She encourages people to stay informed about their health, and she wants to remind people going through similar journeys that they can get through this time.
You are not alone. What I want to do with this is just to, if in any way I can help someone, or just give them information about it, or just to hear them, because it's a journey, and it takes a lot being in this. But through time you learn a lot, and just seeing your baby doing so good, it gives you feel grateful for everything. I feel grateful every time Jimena is able to run. I feel grateful every time she's able to swim.
Yeah, I loved having Lucia on to talk about her family's journey. And this month, for Heart Health Month, her bakery is serving CHD-themed raspberry almond croissants, and 50% of proceeds when you purchase one goes to Huntsville Hospital Foundation. So go out, support Heart Baker Bakery in Madison. She has a lot of information about heart disease, how to take care of yourself or anyone you know who may be experiencing it. And she also, of course, has a sweet treat, and she says it's across the street from the new Costco, so you can get some grocery shopping done while also enjoying some of her baked goods and learning something that's beneficial for your health. And to check out more of this interview and Hayamina's story, visit our website at waff.com. Now let's check out a story you can look out for coming up in our evening newscast. 2 people have been arrested in connection with the conspiracy to commit murder investigation in Huntsville. According to officials with the Madison County Sheriff's Office, Robert Slayton reported that an acquaintance of his informed him that his wife, Kristen Slayton, and Christopher Robertson allegedly tried to solicit him to kill Robert. The reported solicitation occurred on Hemlock Drive. Following the investigation, both Kristen Slayton and Christopher Robertson were arrested and charged with conspiracy to commit murder. They have both been released from the Madison County Jail on $30,000 bonds. The investigation remains ongoing, and you can tune into our evening newscast to hear more details on this story and many others. And there are some great events happening in the Huntsville and surrounding areas this weekend. Happening right now is an African American art festival to celebrate Black History Month. The exhibit will be displayed until 6 p.m. at the Dr. Robert Sherney Legacy Center. And this free event, it features local artists and their work, and all ages are welcome to come out. And there are opportunities there for creative learning and community connection. Kids will have the chance to participate in interactive art activities, including digital art experiences. Other features include artist interviews and discussions that give attendees an opportunity to learn more about the creative process and the stories behind the work. Also happening right now is ChargerCon, which is a free annual gaming convention that is held at UAH. ChargerCon features video game tournaments, an art market, a cosplay contest, workshops and panels, a chess tournament, free play areas, and more. This event is open to all ages and will be going on until 9 p.m. And it just sounds like a lot of fun, multiple different activities that you can be a part of. So definitely something for the whole family that you all can enjoy. And if you want to celebrate the USA in the Winter Olympics, Field Day is hosting a Stars and Slopes ski party tonight from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. And there will be karaoke, a DJ, and of course the Winter Olympic events playing on all the big screens. This event is 18 and up, so if you want to come out, enjoy that, cheer on your team, cheer on Team USA for the Winter Olympics, this is an event for you. And another thing that's for the whole family to enjoy is a showing of Winnie the Pooh, the musical, happening at Fantasy Playhouse Children's Theater and Academy. The musical will be filled with catchy songs, humor, and the sweetest lessons about friendship, and it is perfect for families and theater lovers of all ages. Showings are happening tonight at 6, on Sunday at 1 and 6 p.m., and next Friday through Sunday at 1 and 6 p.m. Tickets can be purchased at fantasyplayhouse.org. And there are just so many great events to check out this weekend, and not only this weekend, but also coming up in the next few days and next week is the opening of the first IKEA in Alabama. The Swedish-based furniture store will be located in the University Place Shopping Center along University Drive here in Huntsville. It will be 46,000 square feet, and it's going to house more than 5,000 unique products as well as its famous Swedish dining options. So the grand opening is going to be Wednesday, February 25th at 8 a.m. and the first few visitors will receive giveaways like IKEA products and gift cards. And I'm really excited to check it out. I've heard that their Swedish meatballs and stuff are really good, so I'm more so probably excited to try their menu than anything. But yeah, so check it out if you can when the grand opening happens. And anytime throughout the week, if you're looking for a fun or good event to go to or grand opening or anything, you can always check out Huntsville.org's event tab and wearehuntsville.com's event calendar to see more events happening in the area. And that's all I have today for the 48 recap. Thank you all for tuning in. And don't forget to tune into 48's Weather Extra segments. Our meteorologists go live every Monday through Friday at 10:30 a.m. and 9:30 p.m. and every Saturday and Sunday in the morning and also again in the afternoon. Forecaster Jada Russell will join you all in just a few for another edition of Weather Extra. So be sure to tune in. She'll be talking more about tomorrow and Monday's first alert weather days due to the colder temperatures that I mentioned earlier that are coming in overnight. So tune in if you want to learn more about that and how you can prepare and be bundled up and everything. And again, our Weather Extra segments are just another way to give you all extra insights on the latest weather forecast. So make sure to download our 48 apps and follow us on our Facebook and YouTube channels so you don't miss any updates on the news and weather. And then also tomorrow is the last day to stock up on tax-free weather items. So that sales tax holiday is in effect right now, and it includes low-priced items like flashlights, batteries, radios, first aid kits, all of those things that you need for severe weather. So definitely take advantage of that sales tax-free weekend all the way till tomorrow night while you can. And if you would like to stay connected with me throughout the week, please be sure to follow my Facebook page at Tatyana White, WAFF 48. I would love to talk with you all, connect with you all, so please reach out if you have any stories or any ideas that you have for us. Take care, everyone, and stay safe and warm this weekend. I will see you all back here next Saturday, and I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend.